Man, what's going on with y'all, man? Welcome to the channel, man. Hopefully everything's solid with y'all. And I actually wanted to get into this video with this woman discussing her rules for dating and what she expects out of men she dates. So let's go ahead and get right into the video.
I am very strict when it comes to dating.
Already a red flag. I'm very strict when it comes to dating. When I look at dating, I think it's all about it being natural, naturally organic, right? The same way that we get friends, right? It's not that you meet somebody and be like, oh, here's all my list of rules for you to be my friend. No, it happens organically. Usually you start off because y'all like the same things. Y'all have the same interests, same hobbies. And then you start to conversate and you let it flow organically. That's the same way I feel like it should be in dating. It should be organic, not all this structure. What do you do for work? And I got strict rules when it comes to dating. To me, that means you're gonna be difficult to get along with.
And a couple of you have asked me about my dating rules in the past, so I finally took the time to compile a list and give it to you guys. And to clarify, these are my dating rules. I'm not saying you have to do this. This is just my own unique approach to dating. No casual sex ever. You're not touching me if we're not in a relationship.
I'm already against that. And with the whole casual sex, I think a lot of women kind of feel like since they had the opposite route in the past to where they did have casual sex, they may have felt like guys ran away. But that's not the reason why guys ran away. It was the other qualities. Maybe you wasn't nurturing. Maybe you wasn't very good at communicating. Maybe you was trying to play the masculine role and be dominant. So I think women think that, oh, all guys wanted sex. All guys wanted sex. Yeah, we do. But at the same time, we decide if we like the woman after the sex. And to me, a woman, y'all heard me say this on the video before, but to me, a woman who is holding that over my head, I got to get in a relationship with you to have sex. To me, what you're saying is that's the most valuable thing you have to offer. Because since you thinking that, okay, men value sex so much, let me hold it over their head until I get what I want. That's not the correct way to go with things. I feel like if you're comfortable as a woman with that guy, then go for it. If you're comfortable with him and that's what you want to do, go for it. But when a woman says, oh, you gotta have 10 dates with me or we gotta be in a relationship before you can even touch me, is insane. It's insanity to me. You know what I'm saying?
Period. Number 2 is kind of connected to number 1. I don't date promiscuous men. I am so terrified of STDs. My biggest fear is getting HPV, and that cannot be tested in men. The only way a man will know if he has HPV is if the girl he's having sex with gets a pap smear and it shows up for her. I will not be your guinea pig, okay? I'm not risking my life for that. And as a man, the more sexual partners you have, the more likely it is that you have HPV. I don't kiss on the first date.
What's funny is a woman will say that, but the reality is I don't think a woman wants a guy who doesn't have a lot of sexual partners. And the reason why I say that is because as a man, when it comes to the sex world, right, the more experience you have as a man, the better you're gonna be with the next woman. The less experience you have, the more anxiety you're gonna have with a woman, the more scared you're gonna be to perform and things like that. So it's like I hear what she's saying, but it's like, do you really want a guy that doesn't have a lot of experience? Because when I didn't have a lot of experience in the bedroom, women, once they realize that, they gone. They out the door. So it's like, to me, that's kind of cap. You feel me?
Unless I'm really feeling him. And then that's only if he asks me for consent. I think it's so sexy when a guy asks to kiss you. Like, I love it so much. If you don't think it's sexy, you probably haven't been asked the right way. But like, when you have the right amount of sexual
I used to be a big component of kissing somebody on the first date. But after just listening to a bunch of people and different opinions, it doesn't really make sense to do that if it's not going to lead to anything. So for me, I like after the date, I'll usually go to the parking lot with the chick and maybe try to give her a kiss. But if we not at my crib or it's not leading to nothing, what's really the point? For you to see that I like you? So I'm not a big component of kissing a woman on the first date because I feel like a lot of women nowadays will use that as leverage. They'll either not kiss you or they'll kiss you and now the power and leverage is in their hands. So if you want to do that, that's cool. Personally, me, I don't do that. I used to do it all the time, but I recently stopped doing that a couple years ago. So that's just not the way I move anymore.
Attention and mutual attraction, it just works. It flows so perfectly. If I don't hear from you for 2 days, we're not dating anymore. What kind of relationship is this? What kind of conversation are we even having?
Now, before I slam her on that point, I would love to understand what is her definition of dating, right? Because if I'm just getting to know you, you shouldn't have to hear from me every single day. I got stuff going on. So for you to say, if I don't hear from you from 2 days, what she basically saying is, I'm not gonna be reaching out to you, but if you're not reaching out to me every 2 days, see, she wants to be chased. That's what I get the sentiment of, because you're saying, if I don't hear from you for 2 days, but baby girl, the phone works both ways. The phone works both ways, so why I gotta hit you up every single day? But the funny part is, I've had women last year that tried to do the same thing, and I had a woman break it off with me because she said, I feel like your communication is inconsistent, and I feel like, you don't want to text all the time, because some women want you to be on their line every single day. But it's not that I don't have time to do that. It's like, yo, I'm gonna see you on Friday. What we need to talk about? We can talk about it when I see you, type of deal. So women who operate like that, I'm not a big fan of. Just not a big fan.
It's so dead. I only want to date men that have the same level of enthusiasm that I have for them. And if you're not speaking to me for 2 days.
Now, I agree with the enthusiasm part. I don't think you should be dating people that you don't feel good around, or you're not your best self. But the every 2 days thing, that's understandable, actually, if you're in a relationship. So if I'm in a relationship with you, then yeah, I feel like you should hear from each other every day. But if we're just dating, why I gotta hit you up every single day? That doesn't mean because I'm not hitting you up that I'm not enthused, but I digress.
It's giving that you don't want to talk to me. And if you don't want to talk to me, then I don't want to talk to you, so bye. I bring up politics on the first date. I need to know what kind of person you are before I'm in too deep.
Don't ever bring up politics on the first date. Don't ever bring up religion. See, that's the thing. That's way too serious for me to be bringing up on a first date. Politics, religion, I feel like those are way too serious of conversations. Now, if you're about to be my girlfriend, maybe those are some conversations we can have before we jump into that next part of our situation. That's cool then, where we can bring that up. But I think early on, I think it's best to keep things light. Because say for instance, you have a different religious background, or you have different political views. Now you looking at me all funny because I rock with this party and you rock with that party. Now you looking at me funny. We didn't even have to get into all of that on the first date. So I don't believe in getting into politics, religion. You shouldn't be talking about women and male gender role dynamics. You shouldn't be talking about none of that on the first date. Keep it light. We can talk about traveling, TV shows, where you grew up at, what you like to do, those type of things.
Like, I refuse to be in a relationship with a sociopath. This should come as a surprise to no one, but I don't split bills. Lucky, I've never been in a situation where my date has required me or asked me to split a bill with him, but this is the internet.
And I agree with that. I don't think you should be splitting bills with a woman. Or I guess she meant in the sentiment of being on a date and you trying to split the bill on a date. I do agree with that. Now, as far as a man paying 100% of the bills, I think that's at discretion between you and the person you're dealing with. Because I think you have to do what's best for your relationship. You know what I'm saying? So whatever works for y'all. I know for me, I ideally see myself paying majority of the bills and just letting my wife or significant other, letting her just take care of the groceries and the household things and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's kind of how my parents were, and I kind of like that system. So I think at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you. But splitting the bills, if she means like on dates, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I think you should pay the whole bill. Like, I'm going to be the one that pay for dates.
So clear, I do not believe in splitting bills as a woman in this patriarchal society. If you do want me to split the bill with you, you're never gonna see me again. I'm also not gonna pay it, I'm just gonna leave, so. Family-oriented men are such a green flag for me because I'm family-oriented. I love my family, and I love it when a guy has a good, healthy relationship with his own family as well too. Because like, I find that guys who don't, they tend to be resentful of you for having that relationship with your family. And then that bleeds over into your relationship, and then they just are committed to making you miserable and punishing you for having a good family life. I don't know. But either way, I'm more compatible with family-oriented men, so I seek them out when I'm dating. And I also feel like family-oriented men will make good fathers for my own children. So that's really what I'm thinking about when I'm assessing the guys I'm dating. Guys who use dating apps are a red flag. The statistic is most people who are avoidant, they gravitate towards dating apps.
And we all know that's BS. Guys that use dating apps, or I think the thing is, what she has to understand is, if you are not in high school or if you are not in college, those are the last few times that you're around a significant large amounts of potential dating options. When you get into the real world, especially depending on what you're doing, you're not around that amount of women all the time. You're not around hundreds and hundreds of women every single day. With dating apps, we all know it's a lot of trash on there. But I also think the pretty thing about dating apps is that you can meet people that's close to you. You can meet people that's, 20 miles from you, 30 miles. You can meet people where you normally wouldn't see them at the grocery store and stuff like that. Also too, we got to think about this factor, right? If I meet somebody in the grocery store, that's one person. I can meet somebody in the grocery store, and that same woman can be on a dating app and meet other people within that same day, and then by the end of the day, forget who I am. But when you're in a dating app, you can go through the trash much faster. It's way more options. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're taking it serious with your picture game. So I don't believe in that whole, what she's saying about the dating apps. That's stupid to me, because as a man, if you're not on dating apps and you're just relying on in person,
That's why ghosting is so common, because it's so easy. You have an endless supply of people to use and dispose of when you're done. But a lot of avoidant men are on dating apps. Congratulations to you if you...
A lot of avoidant women are on dating apps. And I don't even think men started ghosting. That's women that started that, because women have a lot of options for sex. So a lot of times, if you don't gotta see somebody in your everyday world, like they don't work with you or you go to the same gym or the same church, a lot of people nowadays are gonna ghost, because why am I gonna spend time trying to explain myself to you when I can just ghost you? Now us men, we do it too. But what I'm saying is, I feel like women started that. But in general, I just think it's important to know what you want as a man when you're dealing with a woman, because a lot of times I've tried to deal with women like this who have all these rules, and what you realize is like this is irritating. You got all these rules, but I'm sure the next dude, you break the rules for him. And so to me, if you want to deal with that, that's cool. But I feel like you as a man, you should know what you want, what type of girl you want. I want somebody that's easygoing. I want somebody that's natural, that lets things naturally progress. Not that has all these rules I gotta abide by. I can't touch you until we in a relationship. How do I know I want to be in a relationship with you if I can't get physical? Like, would you go to the car dealership and buy a car before test driving it? You know what I'm saying? So again, don't let women trick you into feeling like you gotta abide by all these rules to get with her. If you got all those rules, take that list somewhere else, because I ain't finna deal with it. So like I say in every video, continue to put yourself first. All right, guys, that's my video for today, man. I appreciate you guys for coming over to the channel as always. Guys, make sure you continue to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'm gone.